The light in Willowbrook village. In the small village of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, the people lived in peace but knew little about Islam. They followed traditions passed down through generations, deeply rooted in their old rituals. On the night of the harvest festival, they would gather under the ancient oak tree in the village square, singing songs and offering gifts to Mother Nature for a bountiful year. One day, a young traveler named Mr. Talamp arrived in Willowbrook. He was kind-hearted, gentle in his approach, and patient with everyone he met. Rather than immediately asking the villagers to abandon their customs, he took the time to get to know them first. Step 1. Becoming one with the community. Mr. Talamp didn't come in as an outsider trying to impose new ways. Instead, he spent time helping the villagers, working alongside the farmers, offering aid to those in need, and sharing stories that resonated with their everyday lives. One of the villagers intrigued by him was Eli, a bright young man who was set to inherit his father's position as the village mayor. Eli had always been curious about life beyond the harvest festivals but found no answers in his old traditions. One evening, Eli asked Mr. Talamp, "Why don't you join us under the oak tree and sing along for the harvest?" Mr. Talamp smiled and responded, "Eli, if this tree truly holds power, why could it not prevent the storms from damaging its branches?" Eli paused, never having thought about it that way. Step 2. Introducing the oneness of God through Ikhlas. The next day, Mr. Talamp gathered a small group of villagers in the village hall, where the community often met to discuss matters. He began teaching them about the concept of God in a simple, understandable way, sharing Surah al-Ikhlas with them. In the past, people believed that there were many gods: nature, the sun, the moon, and the harvests. But in Islam, we believe that there is only one God, and this is what Surah al-Ikhlas teaches us. Qul huwallahu ahad, say, He is Allah, the one and only. The villagers listened with interest. Mr. Talamp continued, "God is the source of all things. We depend on Him for everything, but He depends on no one. He has no children, nor is He born. There is nothing in this world like Him." A middle-aged woman, intrigued, asked, "How should we pray to God then?" Mr. Talamp replied with warmth, "You can pray directly to God with a sincere heart, without needing any idols or rituals. Just speak to Him, and He will listen." Step 3. A trial and a revelation. Though many villagers started to understand the teachings, some of the older generation remained skeptical. But then, one fateful night, a fierce storm hit the village, and the ancient oak tree in the square was struck by lightning, crashing to the ground. The villagers panicked, fearing a curse had fallen upon them. However, Eli stood up and said, "Doesn't this prove what Mr. Talamp said? If the tree had the power we believed, why could it not protect itself?" The next day, more villagers visited Mr. Talamp to learn about Islam. They began to embrace the concept of Tawhid, the oneness of God, learning to recite the Shahada, perform prayers, and slowly letting go of their old traditions. As a result, Willowbrook village, once veiled in uncertainty, was now illuminated by the light of Islam. And it all began with the simple message of al-Ikhlas, which teaches that God is the one and only. The end.